Here we have the outside of the Elddis Supreme 515. If we firstly come to the gas locker, you'll see that we have room in here for 2 bottles. The regulator just sits here and is the Truma Duo control. So at the moment we have a hose coming off the regulator, which then screws into the bottle and then is tightened with a gas spanner. Do make sure that the bottle is turned off for travel. What we can do is add a second gas bottle and then run another hose off this point here, and then we can then just select which bottle we want to use just on the front of the regulator. As we move along, we have one of the wind down points for the corner steadies, and then the flue for the whale boiler. We do not need to do anything with these, we just need to make sure that nothing is obstructing it. Water into the caravan at this point here. To remove the submersible, just lift up here. And then if I now pop it back into the aqua roll, once we plug it back in, make sure this bit here fits in this groove and then flap it over like so. The flue for the space heater is just here. Again, we don't need to do anything with it, but just make sure that nothing is obstructing it. We then have the 2 water drain points, so anything that goes down your plug holes comes out at this point just here. So all we need to do is pop convoluted pipe on here. If you've got a Y-shape adapter, it does make it easier because it then converges into one piece, which can then drop into the waste master, which is then slid underneath the caravan. The toilet. So the top part here is where we pop in the flush water for the toilet. So at this point here we can add our pink toilet chemical and then top the rest up with water, either using a watering can or a hose pipe. Never travel with this completely full or it will slosh around and make a mess everywhere. So to drain it down for either travel or winterization to avoid frost damage, just come to the location of the cassette itself. And you'll see a little black hose just here. It's just a matter of pulling the bung out the end to drain it down. To remove the cassette, lift up on the handle and then pull towards you. Before use, remove the cap and add your blue toilet chemical with a small amount of water. This is where it also empties from. Just remember that when you are pouring it away, to hold the button in just here to release the vacuum inside. It's also advisable to keep this seal lubricated. Thetford do their own seal lubricant, but any silicone based lubricant is fine. This is a good way of giving it a good clean out inside. If you do need to gain full access inside, this whole section can be removed. You'll see at the moment it's in the locked position. We just need to twist it round until this arrow points to this point just here. All of these cassettes now are on wheels with extendable handles. As we now come round to the rear, we have the rear corner steadies. You'll see this one is raised and you'll see that I've already lowered this one just here. As we now come round to the other side, we have the spare wheel just under at this point here. The vents for the fridge, again, we don't need to do anything with these, just make sure nothing's obstructing them and try to avoid spraying too much water at them when washing the caravan. The power touch motor mover just here, and the battery locker. So we have the leisure battery just here, mains hook up just here, and if I now just remove this, you'll see sitting behind it a main socket and also the isolator key point for the motor mover. Beside that, we have access to the front bench seat storage. And here we have the barbecue point. To use this, you will need to get a barbecue adapter. They are a brass spear about this long. Attach the hose of the barbecue to one end with a Jubilee clip, and then the other end clips into this point here, and then that will allow you to turn the gas on. To remove, just push the collar up and it will then release. The caravan is alarmed, and the fob looks like this. Literally arm and disarm on this large button just here. One press, you get a single chirp letting you know it's armed, and then if I press it again, you'll get two chirps to let you know it's disarmed.